Dear fellow recruiters, Suman Pachigulla here. Today, here is a quick tip regarding how you screen a candidate on the basis of three primary criteria. Meaning, while you interact with your candidates, from which base you are going to ask questions. Alright? So, first thing you should be looking while screening the resume is whether that person has worked on that particular skill in the past or not. Second, whether that person is currently working on that skill or not. Third, which you do not see that in the resume, whether the person is willing to work or not, or that person has worked on the similar tools or not. So here, after you screen the resume, while you talk to the candidate, you have to approach with these three base only. You should not be asking that how many years of experience you have with particular skills or which project you have worked. Well, that works for certain extent. But to get more out of the candidate conversation, what you have to do is, if the requirement says that someone has to work on a specific thing in any projects, so you should be asking whether the candidate has performed the similar task in the past or not. For example, if you are working with a SQL Server administrator and if the requirement says it requires someone to migrate from one database to another database, or it could be any upgradation, or worst case, if the project was on-premise and it is going to cloud, and whether that person has done it or not. All right, if that was a SQL Server requirement, what you should be asking is, have you ever migrated the data from on-premise to cloud? Well, that could be the normal question you generally ask, I know that, but still you can add a few more questions to that. How big is the database? How did you monitor the data performs well? Are you the only one involved in this sort of migration? All right, you can add more to that. And second, if that person has not done in the past, you should be asking, have you done that in your recent project? Have you migrated the data from SQL Server to the cloud database? Have you done that in your project? If the person says yes, then you can ask, what was the necessity of doing this at this point of time? Why have you chosen this particular cloud over that particular cloud? All right, you can add these questions. And third, if you have not seen the candidate has done this, what is that you can ask is, I see you have worked with SQL Server, at the same time you worked on the cloud infrastructure, but you have not done any migration thing. So do you think given an opportunity you would able to do that? Definitely you are gauging the interest of the candidate. So you have already touched if the person done in the past, if the person is doing now, or the person has not done at any point of time but interested to do. In that point of time, you have to go deep to ask questions that why do you think that you can able to migrate from on-premise to the cloud when you have not done in the past? What qualifies you to say like this? And that will give you an insight whether to go forward or not. Or you can dig deep that have you done any sort of migration, if not SQL Server to cloud, any other thing from database to the cloud. Well, if that person has done something like that with Oracle or some other thing, if that person was involved in, it will give a more advantage for you to share with the client that, hey, this person has not done with SQL Server, but this person has experience and he has worked with similar sort of environment and he qualifies for the project. If it is any rare skills, then you could definitely take a chance because this person has experience and ability to learn and do things, and that is what the hiring managers like the most. If someone has willingness to learn and who has idea how it works. All right, so do not forget to cross check with your candidate with these three steps. Meaning, what are those? Once again, I'm going to tell that. One, whether that person has the skill in the past and performed the similar duties. If not, is this person is doing now? If not, if this person has any similar skills and willingness to do the exact thing what client is looking for. All right. If these things, if you qualify, you could able to spend more time with the candidate understanding, and it will help you increase your submissions and placements as well. Thank you very much for listening. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives. Do share this video with other recruiters and let them understand how they can add these basics in their candidate interaction. All right, take care and God bless.